Hey friends, it's MamaFin again. You're back in my kitchen and we are sitting on a Monday here, and it's been a Monday of Mondays, I tell you. It's cold and crummy here in Kansas, and I'm really kind of over it, and I'm ready for the sun to come back out because it was so nice when it was like 70 something degrees and we could go for walks in the evening. However, that's not the case today, and it was hailing and snowing and such over the weekend. So, if you don't like the weather in Kansas, stick around 5 minutes, it'll change. But it's Monday night. It's time to make some dinner, and tonight I got inspired by a recipe off of Blue Apron. So for those of you that have used Blue Apron, it's like one of those meal kit delivery services to your home, etc. But even if you're not using their meal kits, they put all their recipes online, which I love. I think it's really kind of inspirational sometimes to just kind of look at. And this one happens to be one of their recipes. It's for like a spicy honey chicken. I'm going to twist it just a little bit because I don't have all the ingredients that they would have normally put into their kit. But we're going to twist it up just a little bit. But it basically has boneless, skinless chicken breasts. It has broccoli. It has some gnocchi with it, which I happen to have some in my pantry, so it's a good way to use that. And then it calls for like a Calabrian chili paste with some honey that you make into like this spicy honey topping. But I don't have any of that hanging around, but I did have some arbor pepper honey, so we're going to sub that in. We'll put a little bit of lemon in, some garlic, some shallots, and we're going to see how this rolls. So anyway, hang with me. We're going to get ready to roll. Okay, kids, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get our chicken breast ready to go. So sometimes when you get chicken breasts, they are thicker on one end than they are on the other. That's really easy to remedy. So we're just gonna flatten this out. You can do it with a meat tenderizer or a kitchen mallet. Grab a mallet out of your workshop and wash it really good if you need to. A rubber mallet, wash it off really good. But we're gonna wrap this chicken breast in a little bit of plastic wrap here. And we're just going to pound him out just a little bit to flatten the end, because like you can see here, it's real skinny on the one end, but it's a little thicker on this end. If we can get that more even, it will cook more evenly and a little bit faster too. So we just want to pound that. It's not going to take too much to pound that. I mean, honestly, like that's about it. So just pound that until you get it nice and even. And we're going to do that for 2 chicken breasts for this particular one. I'm only feeding 2 people tonight, just my husband and I, so we're just doing 2. You could double this and do it for 4 people very easily. So that would be super easy if you need to, if you've got a family at home, etc., etc. So we're gonna flatten these out. And then we're gonna get ready to saute this chicken off. At the same time, I cut up a head of broccoli earlier, and I've got it all cut right here. I've got my oven at 450 degrees. I'm going to drizzle this with a little bit of olive oil. Because we're getting a little bit spicy tonight, I'm going to do it with a red cayenne olive oil. It's from a local, I love local. It's from a local place called the Tasteful Olive. Here in Topeka, it's at 29th and Brookwood, down in Brookwood Shopping Center. There's also one in Kansas City, over by the Overland Park Farmers Market. But it's a cayenne infused olive oil, which I love, so it's nice and spicy. But we're going to put a little bit of that on and a little bit of regular olive oil too. Just drizzle that over your broccoli. We're going to salt it and pepper it. Generous with our salt. It's a nice freshly grated black pepper, because I knocked over the other pepper shaker, but we'll freshly grate some black pepper on here. But just take your broccoli, wash it really good, and cut it up into florets. Toss it on a roasting pan, and we're just going to kind of roll it around on that olive oil. I think that we've kind of tossed it together there. That'll be great. And then we're going to throw it into the oven for about 15 minutes to roast this off. Okay, so like I said, I have a preheated oven to 450 degrees. So we're a little tilted there. Fix y'all. Sorry about that. Anyway, we're gonna throw this into an oven, 450 degrees. Roast that off. We'll stir it here kind of midway in just a little bit. The next thing let's talk about is we're gonna get ready to saute our chicken. I want you to if you've got a nice cast iron skillet, this is great for that. This is my favorite cast iron skillet. It's from a company called Finex. It's made right here in the United States. It's made out in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. They are beautiful. As you can see, it's kind of an unusual shape. It has all the points on it instead of, it's round on the bottom, but then it has the shape on the top. It's fantastic because whenever you're making like a sauce or if you're making gravy or anything like that in here, you can pour from any one of these spouts basically. It also has a really nice heavy duty handle that has this coil on it. Number one, it's beautiful aesthetically, but they are also pre-seasoned for you. So when you get it, boom, it's already ready to go. It's already seasoned and fantastically non-stick. You just take care of it like you would any other cast iron. But this coil handle doesn't stay totally cool, but it is not hot like a regular cast iron. Now, if you put this into the oven, it's going to get hot. So you still want to use care and make sure that you don't burn yourself, because it's still going to get extremely hot. It's metal, of course. But like on the stovetop, when like cast iron skillet cooking with it, a lot of times they get really hot. This will temper that just a little bit. It still gets hot though, so please don't burn yourself. But they are fantastic company. They are a little bit pricey, but man, it's worth it because they are beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic cookware. So we're going to use cast iron to saute our chicken. So we're going to get ready to put our chicken breast into that skillet. I'm going to turn it on to like a medium-high heat to get it going right at the moment. And then we're also going to start a pot of boiling water. I have a saucepan over here with about 5 or 6 cups of water. You can see it steaming already. Get it nice and salty to the salinity of the sea because we're going to cook our gnocchi in there. So get that rolling for yourself while you're at it. And I'll be back in just a minute. We'll talk about sauteing the chicken. Okay, so we're now over here at our saucepan into our cast iron skillet. My water's boiling over here, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. We want to make sure that we liberally salt and pepper our chicken, both sides. So give that a nice salt and pepper. Both sides of your chicken. Be sure to not touch the chicken and then touch your salt shaker. So use one hand for turning the chicken over and one hand for sprinkling your salt and pepper so that you don't contaminate your salt and pepper shakers. And then we want to put just a little bit of, I have my skillet going here on like a medium heat. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. And then we're going to put our chicken in. And we're going to gently saute that chicken. Just pan fry it. That's the sound you want to hear when you put it in. So we're going to pan fry that gently, not too hot, not too fast. You don't want to burn it, but you do want to get some nice color on it, which the cast iron skillet will be great for that. So we're going to brown this off. It's going to take us just a few minutes to brown each side and make sure that our chicken is cooked through. So while we're doing that, I'm going to get a container of gnocchi, and we're going to get our gnocchi cooking. Okay? Okay, so our chicken's cooking here. And while our chicken's cooking, we want to get our gnocchi started. So I'm going to turn this back up so it starts to boil again. And your gnocchi, you can buy at the grocery store. This one's from Dillon's. It's in the pasta aisle. You can make your own too, if you want to. But in preparation for all of this stay at home, I had bought a couple of packages of gnocchi just so that we would have them. They're a good pantry item. But they're just the little gnocchi dumplings. So our water's boiling over here, so we're just going to gently put our gnocchi into the water. Give it a little stir. Break up any clumps of gnocchi that happen to be in there. Get our water boiling again once we've added those coolness in there. It'll take just a second for that to do that. Let's check our chicken here. Not quite ready to turn. So we want to saute this chicken. We're going to boil off our gnocchi. And while we're waiting on that, while we're waiting on these two things to cook, our broccoli's in the oven. It's going as well. We're going to chop up some garlic and some shallots. So stay tuned. We're going to do that next. Okay, kids. So our chicken is sauteing over there. Our gnocchi is cooking. And we need to chop up some garlic and some shallots. I love shallots. So we're just gonna do a little bit of a shallot here. Don't need all these shallots. This is a big one. We're gonna do probably half of this bowl. Shallots give you that great kind of onion essence without it being too oniony. They're a little milder, but they're part of the onion family. We're going to dice up this beautiful little shallot here. Check our chicken momentarily here. Ooh, that's looking beautiful. So you can see this kind of beautiful golden color on one side. Great. So we're going to flip that over. Very quick here on the other side. Give our gnocchi a stir at the same time. And you say to yourself, so how do I know when gnocchi is done? It's a great question. You'll know that the gnocchi is done when it comes floating to the top of the surface, when they all start floating to the top. So it'll take it, you know, four minutes or so, something like that. And we're just prepping this shallot here for when we get done with cooking our chicken and we go to make our little sauce and stuff in the pan with the garlic as well, and also our beautiful broccoli that's roasting off in the oven. So just dice up this beautiful shallot here carefully so that you don't chop off a finger. Use the claw. Nice little dice there. And our shallot. That'll be great. That's perfect. And then you can mince up your garlic if you want to. I don't like mincing garlic. I just usually use a microplane and grate it in. It's faster for me, and it doesn't get my hands all sticky because garlic tends to get sticky, for me at least, when I'm chopping it. So we're going to use about 3 cloves of garlic. I love, maybe 4. We like garlic in our family. About 4 cloves of garlic. I love to buy the garlic that comes in these little vacuum sealed packages. It's in the produce department of your grocery store. It's already peeled. It's already in its little cloves. It's so fantastic. So it's usually with the kind of the hanging spices in your in the produce section, and it's great. Lasts a long time. And I did discover with the partnership of my friend Terry experimented to see if you could freeze this, and you actually can. Like she froze some, and then we used it in a cooking class one time. Worked just fine. So if you don't use it fast enough, throw it into the freezer, no problem. But we're going to use about 4 cloves of garlic. So check our gnocchi here. Little starchy bubbles going on, so we'll make sure we don't boil over. Now we're starting to float here, so we're looking pretty good. Probably about maybe 1 more minute there. And our chicken is looking good. You know what? Oh yes, we're looking good on our chicken. Yep. Turn down just a little bit. The heat in that cast iron skillet is going to stay really nice and hot, so you can turn that down once you start cooking, because you don't want it to burn because it's going to hold that residual heat. So we're going to cook it, 6 or 7 minutes per side, something like that. I'm going to check the broccoli right now, see how we're looking, and that's looking pretty good. Fogged up my glasses. Let me show you what we're looking like here. I'm starting to get some nice good color on our broccoli. I'm going to stir it just a little with a spatula. And we're going to put him back in again. We're going to make sure we get all some beautiful color. Flipping over, turn them. So we get some really great color on here. Something about oven roasted vegetables that I just adore. In the middle of summer, if you didn't want to turn on your oven and do this, you could totally probably just do it in your air fryer. Throw your air fryer in and off you go. Put that broccoli in, roast it off that way. However, it's cold outside in Kansas right now, so I don't mind turning on the oven. And there's something about the oven that I really just love, the roasted part of it. So we're gonna continue cooking the chicken. I'm gonna check the gnocchi. We're gonna, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I want you to see what I mean by that gnocchi floats. So see how it's just floating on the surface there? That's how you know when it's done. So we're gonna pull this out into a bowl separately because I don't want it to continue to cook, but I don't want to lose this water because this is great, like starchy pasta water, gnocchi water at the moment. We don't want to lose that because it has great flavor. So because if we need to thin our sauce or anything like that, we want to use the same cooking water so we don't lose any flavor. So we're going to drain off our gnocchi into a bowl so we can catch that water. Make sense? Pour carefully so you don't burn yourself. There's our gnocchi, looking beautiful. I'm going to kind of set him aside here. Then we can put our pasta water right back in here. Keep it warm, keep it nice and hot. Okay. Keep that warm. And keep it warm off to the side there on the stove. So we'll just keep that pasta water warm in case we need it for our sauce. So I'm going to finish cooking up the chicken. I'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, y'all. So our chicken is looking really good here. You see this beautiful brown color. And we've cooked it until the juices run clear. You want to make sure that your juices run clear on your chicken. You can also use a meat thermometer to make sure that it is cooked all the way through. So be sure you've cooked your chicken all the way through, okay? We don't want any undercooked chicken. We don't want to hurt anybody or make anybody sick. So we're going to turn our skillet down just a little bit because he's really warm. We're going to put in a couple of tablespoons of the olive oil here. All that beautiful flavor that's in the bottom, we want to make sure that we capture into our sauce that we're going to kind of build here, because that is flavor. All that brownness in the bottom is the fond from cooking our chicken, and we don't want to lose that flavor. That is some good stuff right there now, okay? So just put a little olive oil in there and use a whisk to kind of get that fond up off of the bottom. Then we're going to put our shallots in to start those cooking. I'll grab my bench scraper here. Yes. Whew. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And saute those off just a little bit until they turn a little bit translucent. Then we're going to put our gnocchi in here. We're going to start kind of browning off this gnocchi. I know, right? Ooh. Please lift. And that's where you can put just a little bit of this gnocchi water in. And we're kind of building this. We want to saute these beautifully together. Oh, man, I wish you could smell those shallots. I mean, they smell glorious. So now we're basically, our gnocchi's cooked. Now we just kind of want to brown it off and get some nice little brownness to them. They're going to be so good. So brown those off. I don't lose any of my shallots there. Grab a microplane and we're going to grate in some of our garlic. It'll cook really quick this way, right in with that gnocchi. Gnocchi is traditionally made from like a potato pasta. It's not pasta, but it's like a potato, basically. Love it. Dense little pillows of heaven. We got 3 cloves in. Yeah, why not? We'll just do a 4th one. Hey, and you know what? If we're both eating it together, it's not gonna matter. I always tell my husband, if he has onions, I need to have onions. Or if I have onions, he needs to have onions, right? Oh, our gnocchi's starting to get a nice little bit of brown color on it. Let's stir that around just a little bit. Woo! Lordy, oh, that's gonna be delicious. So good. Okay, well, I'm going to continue browning off this gnocchi. And we'll be right back, okay? Okay, kids, we're back. So you can see that our gnocchi is starting to get some nice little crust on it. It's kind of like frying potatoes. You don't want to move them around a lot. Let them like sit there and kind of saute until they get some of that nice little brown crust on them. If you need to add a little more olive oil, you can just drizzle in a little bit of at a time if you need to help them along. This is a big, like 12-inch skillet, so make sure that you get yourself a big skillet to do this in. You don't want to crowd your gnocchi, and you really want them in kind of a single layer so they can get nice and kind of this beautiful crispiness to them, okay? So we've got beautiful color going on here on our gnocchi. We're browning that off. So we're going to add our broccoli back in to this. We're going to add our roasted broccoli in. Okay. Delish. Add in a couple of tablespoons of butter. This is butter from a local dairy, Hildebrand. So we're just in a couple of tablespoons of butter here. Turn down our heat. We don't need it that high though. Delicious! Oh, it's gonna be so good. Put that butter down in there. Like you said, that cast iron skillet's gonna hold that heat, so if you need to turn it down, go ahead. Then we're gonna add in a little bit of our, hear that? Our gnocchi water. We're going to zest the lemon down in there, so we want some beautiful lemon flavor. A little bit of citrus. I washed and scrubbed this lemon a little bit ago. So zest it off, and then we're going to put the juice of this lemon down in there too. So a little bit of brightness. Okay. Citrus flavor. Ooh. And now we've got this beautiful sauce that is kind of created down in there. A lemon, garlic, shallot sauce. Woo! Oh, Lordy. Yeah, this is going to be heavenly. So, we're going to serve this up with our chicken. And we're going to drizzle the top of that chicken with just a little bit of that spicy honey. Serve this over off to the side. It's going to be great. Okay, kids, so we're going to serve this up. We're going to put some of our gnocchi and broccoli out on the plate. I've sliced up our chicken. I'm telling you, look at this. I mean, it is beautiful. So pretty. Fan out that chicken. Make it look pretty. I mean, look at that. Ready for dinner? pretty much. Now, you heard me say something about honey. So this is an arboreal pepper honey from Cloister Honey. You can usually find it in a lot of like little specialty boutiques. I think they even sell it on Amazon. I put just a little, some of it in the microwave, just real quick like, to make it easier to drizzle. We're gonna drizzle just a little bit of this over the top of that chicken. And we are ready to rock and roll. I mean, you've got basically wonderful gnocchi. So good. That broccoli, browned off, roasted, brings out the flavor. It's delicious. And you get a little bit of that lemon. I really think you'll love it. I hope you and your family enjoy it. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen again, and we'll see you next time. Y'all take care. Take care of one another.